Hello and welcome to the Tier 7 Premium Light Cruiser. It's an American light cruiser. It's a bit like the Atlanta, which if you don't know is like one of the old premium ships in the game, but the Atlanta is basically the original epitome of what people think of a light cruiser. Loads of guns, literally a glass house, so you shoot them as a BB or a cruiser with high caliber guns, they're just going to get deleted. But the Flint has, I think, better torpedoes related to Tier, and a smoke stream generator. Now the smoke active time, as you see at the bottom, is about 30 seconds, but the good thing about the Flint is that, does it show it on the screen? But the smoke last duration time is a good 2 minutes, which is about the cooldown duration. So with flags, and if you want to go for the co upgrade, you could pretty much permanently have a smoke screen. But talking about smoke, I'm going to advise you with something here. When you're in a smoke screen, don't pretend you're invincible and go full broadside, flat 90 degrees to wherever you're shooting, because as soon as, especially at the start of the game, as soon as you pop the smoke screen, anyone who's got torpedoes just drop them in there, because it's an easy, especially if they think it's a cruiser in the smoke. It's a DD, because people, even when it's a DD in the smoke, you chuck some torps in there, because you can always just hit someone, especially if they're full broadside to you where you fire the torps. But the guns are pretty good initially. You've seen them getting a lot of shatters here, but I wouldn't go with IFHE because your HE pen's about 23, and if you put IFHE on, it goes to like 29, 28, so it's not even above the 30 threshold, and obviously you lose half your fire chance, which isn't high in itself. For comparison, I think this is I put it on screen, but I think it's about 5-6% with some flags, compared to like a Tier 10. I know Worcester is about 12-13, both with no IFHE, but we'll get a lot of shatters here on this guy, but I would recommend not taking IFHE because you're not getting over that 32 threshold, and you can still do damage. It's just a lot harder. You have to actually aim for the superstructure rather than just eating shells over hills and stuff. And talking about eating shells, look at them shell arcs, like 8.5 kilometers away from this guy, and we can launch. Can we get it over this? I don't think we can get it over this island, but the shell arcs are sky high, which is downside when you're shooting DDs, because unless they're closer than 7-8 kilometers, you can't hit them unless they're just driving in a straight line, which you'll never do. So it's hard to shoot DDs in this ship, but you can get loads of, behind the island fire, all this type of jazz, like I'm going to do with this Knizer now. Look how high that island is, but look at them shell arcs, absolutely crazy. With the AA of this ship, as we're about to get attacked by the carrier, you're rated at 78, but you know what AA is like in this game if you play it. 79, I prioritise left side, and we're just shooting nothing now. I do think this is a Tier 8 carrier, so you could take it that way, and I've got an AA build on. As you can see with the symbol below the rudder shift, that's because I've got the AA thing on, mainly because I'm using my Worcester captain. So, because with a premium ships, if you didn't know, I've just talked behind too.
Don't fire at your allies.
With premium ships, you can just eat on any commander, they have to train it on, I think. So, the only decent light cruisers, the decent skilled commander I had was my Worcester, because I don't really play American ships. But I'm about to get Halsey for the campaign missions, which the Flint helped me with quite a lot. But here with the Knizer now, most of his deck armor is 32, so even if we had IFHE, we'll be still getting half shatters, or probably 1 or 2 less, but that's what I would go. And I wouldn't go IFHE, I'll just pick something else like AA or something like that. You want, what do you call it, the thing that gives you an extra consumable, because you can run out of smokes if you pop them all game long. And the torpedoes at the ship are pretty amazing. They're pretty slow, but technically speaking, you can stealth torp. It's only like half a kilometer distance, but you can torp, turn away, and I want to shoot this guy, but I ain't got a smoke screen, and he's a Tier 9 Azumo. So I'm either going to wait for him to shoot, or I'm going to wait for my smoke to come up, and he's just not shooting anyone, so I'm just like, lol, I have to chill. But your torps are about a minute 20 cooldown, just over a minute I think. Full HP, no adrenaline rush, all of that. Decent damage, about 15k. Typical American torpedoes, really. They're not horrendously slow though, as you see. I think they're 65 base. I do recommend, with a start, I popped up the commander skills, but I do recommend getting the skill that increases the speed of the torps a little bit, because you know it's just a bit easier to hit. But I think I connect one torpedo on him here, and you can see the damage output of the torpedoes. All shatters, because we're shooting a tier 9 and we ain't got no IFHE, even though it wouldn't really make a difference. 12k to a zoom mode, which has about 25-ish torpedo protection. So yeah, it's about 15k. But your fire chance is not high, but you shoot so many shells that you catch people on fire so often. Jumping into this next game, I thought this DD in front of me was trolling because he wouldn't go into the captain and sit behind the island. But then I hit tab because I don't like it when all the ship names and like all this stuff's on my screen at once. So I like to actually hit alt when I want to see stuff like ship's names. And I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, what's he doing? Like, is he trolling? And then I see his name, Halford. He's a hybrid DD. I might have to get him, but he's gonna sit there, launch a plane into the flag to spot a DD for me. So at this point, I was like, this guy could be trolling. I'm picking the thingy in, and I'm like, oh, he's got a plane on him. But with this ship, you want to play with your DDs, especially if you get up tiered like this game, because the main drawback of this ship is its range. 12.4. You've got a load of detectability in 9, but what, 3 kilometers of leeway you got there with your firing range? It's only a torpedo difference. So that this guy's gonna smoke up here. Took a shot at him, but I'm just gonna drop some torps because, like I said, if you're in a smoke screen, you're a torpedo magnet. Don't sit broadside. Expect someone to shoot a torpedo at you. Is that guy gonna get hit? No. But the Halford was sitting here launching planes to spot the DDs and then I could shoot him, which is hard work. I'm telling you now. I played pretty much every cruiser line in the game, but shooting DDs as an American light cruiser, oh, it's painful. If you hit them, you do big damage. Probably, I think the alpha on this ship is like 5k a salvo, 6k. Obviously you're not gonna get any shatters on a DD unless they're like Russian or something. But I ping to my DD that I'm gonna crawl forward. You might as well get my smoke, which he does. He's gonna send it into A. And my torps are just about to hover into that smoke that guy was chilling at just before he got undetected. And there he is. Don't sit, don't chill when you're in the smoke. Literally, they died of range probably half a second after just hitting him. And like I said, the alpha's high, 15k. So you can with just one shot at DD if they're in the smoke. Someone must have hit him before because I'm pretty sure that DD that I killed had more than 15k health. But as you can see here, we're in a tier 9 game. You know how high tier games work. Everyone sits at the back of the map. So it's really hard. You have to be really aggressive with how you push forward in this ship. Which American light cruiser, you're a glass house. Any BB looks at you, catches you, detected, you're dead. So I'm trying to hang forward a bit. Look, nobody's in my range. I'm trying to move forward and be aggressive because I'm just basically AFK at this point. And then as I move forward, they all start moving forward. So I'm like, shit, I've got to get out of here. Hit the DD a bit, go dark, and I'm like, yeah, I've got to get out of here. But there's islands everywhere on my right. I'm like, oh, I'm with my DD, and then I'm like, wait a minute. That little crack that I launched them torpedoes through, I'm gonna wing it. Can a ship fit through there? You are pretty small. But I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to do it. Because I'm gonna get spotted soon, and this BB's are just gonna annihilate me. So I'm like, full no regards for this Alpha. Sorry, mate. I'm getting out of here. Got no smoke screen, nothing. Incoming. That's all you hear, all you see. I would always recommend that commander skill, by the way, especially if you're a cruiser. So useful. And then all that you're seeing is incoming. I don't know if nobody else is detected or they just all see Flint. We get through the islands, but someone shoots us just straight. I don't even know what that went through. Deck armor, I don't know. There's no such thing as armor in the ship. So whenever this happens to you, just think about the positives here. Now you got like a 20% reload buff. But we can't utilise it because we've got 12-kilometer firing range in this ship. The main drawback of this ship. So I have to move forward a little bit. So after a little hanging around and reading, I skipped it, hanging around a bit, seeing what they're doing. I decided to move forward. I'm like, oh, this guy peeks out as I'm moving forward. He's gonna detect me. So I'm just like, I'll just launch the torps. And we can't get spotted because everyone shoots you. Like in Atlanta. Everyone knows as soon as you see an Atlanta, just shoot them. And at this point, we've lost the ship on our side and our two guys are hanging right back. So if we do get spotted, we're probably going to be the only one that people shoot. But the good thing about this ship when you're in your smoke screen is you've got a hydro. So it helps with getting torped in your smoke. If you're a cruiser, I haven't got the smart links, so someone tell me if it's got hydro down below. But if you're like a cruiser in a smoke, it is basically only legal. There we go, 2 minutes smoke screen. It's only legal if you have a hydro with you because you ain't got the maneuverability for DD to dodge torps. Luckily our DD's spotting their DD for me. We saw him for oh my god, I can't speak. We saw him for a second there, so we're just gonna launch some torps. But at this point, if we're shooting or if we're expecting people to come around this corner, and when you're on a smoke screen, you want to angle as much as you can. So right here, I'm just trying to get an angle, sort of a runaway angle. So I'm at the far back of the smoke. So if someone pushes around this corner, if they blind fire, because we're a blind fire threat now, no HP. We want to sit right in the corners of the smoke. And here's this guy's torps, because we angled like that. If we were flat, dead. So we've angled so we can reverse around these torps and we can shoot this guy. And it's got good alpha. If we can land our shots, good alpha on the ship. Big damage, see, 5k. Good stuff. And now, we look at this guy. And that guy's looking in the smoke. So if you think someone's going to blind fire you, you want to sit right, don't sit in the middle. Sit right in the corner to where it looks like you're not even in it. So we're going to try and reverse, get right in the corner of this. Hopefully one of our DD spots him. Good arc so we can shoot over this island. And here he shows up and he's shot at us. But he's shot in the middle and to be fair, probably just lucky dispersion for us. But you do want to sit right, and you don't want to move as well. You don't want to be sitting in the same spot. Especially with the amount of shells we fire, they can sort of work out where we are. Because he knows, he must have seen us for a second or just remembered because he might have been the one that hit us big time. But he knows we're on about 2-3k HP, he thinks. But it's a Russian BB, so, you know, look at them shatters. IFHE wouldn't be there. I'm pretty sure that's like a tier 8 BB. Russian one as well. But in ranked battles, these are all random battles, but in ranked battles, if ranked's ever a tier 7, this is a fantastic ship. But from randoms, you do get tiered up a lot. Well, in my experience, you do. I don't know why that is, because you do. Oh, here's our main counter. Radared cruisers. Right, at this point, you know, only a few ships left. I've had enough of being AFK at the back, and we move forward. And your number one enemy, you don't really see too much of it at tier 7, is a radar cruiser. There's pretty much nothing you can do. His radar range is basically our firing range, and we get taken out. Thanks for watching this Flint overview. I would purchase this ship if you haven't got a tier 7 competitive ship and you need it for some sort of ranked battles, because some seasons are at tier 7. I would say this is the strongest cruiser at tier 7 if it's only tier 7 game. The guns are excellent, the fire chances are right. I wouldn't go IFHE. It's good for grinding out credits. It's also good for doing the American campaign tree to get the legendary commander, all that like nonsense you have to do with like you have to use an American cruiser. It's fantastic for that, and it's good for farming free XP. Thank you for watching.